Virgo, the universe is whispering, but not everyone will hear it. You're standing at a cosmic crossroads, and between June 24th and 28th, there are 4 invisible soul traps laid in your path. Traps designed to keep you stuck, small, and spiritually drained. But if you catch them in time, you don't just avoid damage, you unlock the life you were meant to live, the one your higher self has been preparing for lifetimes. But here's the warning. If you fall into even one of these soul traps, you could delay everything: love, purpose, power, freedom. And trap number 4, that one's the deadliest. It's the one 98% of Virgos fall into without ever realizing it until it's too late. So if you're feeling the pressure, the pull, the cosmic weight, this isn't random. You were meant to hear this. If you've felt that something big is shifting, if your intuition has been louder than usual, smash that like button right now. Let's clear the fog together and step into the clarity you deserve. Virgo. We need to talk about the energy you're walking into. June 24th to 28th isn't just another week. It's a cosmic battlefield, and you're not just a bystander in it. You're the one the energy is targeting, testing, and trying to awaken. Right now, the sky isn't quiet. It's charged. Mercury, your ruling planet, the messenger, the thinker, the analyzer, is stirring the shadows of your mind. Thoughts you thought were healed will rise again. Conversations you thought were over will echo back louder than before. Mercury isn't being cruel. Mercury is highlighting the lies you've told yourself to stay safe, but that's not all. Midweek, as the moon enters Cancer, your emotional core is going to crack wide open. You'll feel it in your chest. You'll feel it in your stomach. Some of you may even have trouble sleeping, headaches, or strange dreams. Why? Because the cosmic pressure is trying to squeeze the truth out of you. The truth about what you're pretending not to know. The truth about what you're still tolerating, even though your soul is begging you to walk away. The truth about the life you could have, but keep avoiding because of fear, guilt, or perfectionism. This is a soul test, Virgo. And unlike any test you've taken in school, this one doesn't care about the right answer. It cares about your alignment. It cares whether you're going to finally listen to your inner voice or once again betray it in the name of logic, overthinking, or fear of judgment. During this cosmic window, you're going to notice 3 main energy patterns. 1. The return of old cycles. Someone from your past, a person, an emotion, a repeating story, will show up again. Not because you failed, but because you're strong enough now to break it properly. This is your chance to rewrite the ending. But if you fall asleep at the wheel, it loops again. 2. Conflicting guidance. Your intuition will be loud, but so will your doubts. One moment you'll feel crystal clear, the next you'll question everything. That's not confusion. That's your ego panicking. When you feel torn, go deeper, not louder. The answer is already inside. 3. External chaos, mirrors, inner suppression. Don't be surprised if other people around you start acting out. Dramatic, unpredictable, draining. The chaos outside will mirror something you've buried inside. You're not being punished, you're being awakened. And here's the twist that most Virgos don't realize until it's too late. These energies aren't random. You called this in. Your soul is ready to level up. But leveling up doesn't feel like fairy dust. It feels like friction, like loss, like being pulled apart just enough, so that your true self can finally break free from the version of you that was surviving instead of thriving. This week's spiritual battlefield. You'll be tempted to retreat. You'll want to fix everything for everyone else instead of focusing on yourself. You'll feel torn between speaking your truth or staying silent to keep the peace. But Virgo, listen carefully. Your voice is the peace. Your clarity is the leadership someone else needs. You can't be the healer and the hostage anymore. So take a deep breath, because from here on out, we're going deeper. The traps are coming next, and if you spot them early, you don't just avoid a storm, You rise like the lightworker you were born to be. If this message is already hitting deep, comment "I feel the shift" below. Let the universe know you're awake and listening. Virgo, let's talk about the mind. Not just your thoughts, but the prison your thoughts sometimes build around you. Because trap number 1 is overanalysis. And for you, that trap is practically custom built. Here's how it begins. You feel something's off. A strange energy in the room. A person you haven't heard from in months suddenly crosses your mind. You catch a strange sentence in a conversation, and instead of letting it pass, your mind grabs it, dissects it, loops it, until hours have gone by and you're mentally drained, emotionally foggy, and still unsure what the truth actually is. That's overanalysis. And this week, between June 24th and 28th, it will show up louder than ever. Here's why. Mercury, your ruling planet, is stirring your mental waters. You'll feel flashes of old memories, uninvited. You'll receive a text message that feels like it holds some deeper meaning, or someone will say something that rubs you the wrong way, and instead of trusting your gut reaction, you'll start to spin. You'll search for logic. You'll try to make it all make sense. But Virgo, logic isn't always the answer. Sometimes the truth is in your intuition, not your intellect. You're going to feel torn this week between what you sense and what your mind demands proof for. And that inner war, that's what keeps you stuck in the prison of analysis. You see, Virgo, your gift is your ability to see patterns, to organize chaos, to think deeply. But when that gift turns against you, it becomes a trap that looks like wisdom, but is actually fear in disguise. Here's what that trap might look like this week. You get a message from someone you thought was out of your life, and instead of trusting that your soul already knows how to respond, you ask 5 people for advice. You reread the message 12 times. You craft a reply, delete it, rewrite it, delete it again. And now, instead of moving forward, you're mentally stuck in analysis paralysis. Or maybe it's not a person. It's a memory. Something painful from your past starts resurfacing, and instead of feeling it and releasing it, you start investigating it. Why did that happen? What was the meaning? What did I miss? Should I have said something else? The moment turns into a maze with no exit sign. But Virgo, not everything is meant to be understood. Some things are meant to be released. Your peace matters more than your perfect mental conclusion. This week, your challenge is to recognize when you're overthinking. And when that moment comes, choose trust instead of control. Because while you're busy analyzing, doubting and dissecting, a divine opportunity may pass you by. A portal opens and you miss it. Because your mind was trapped in yesterday. Key warning sign. If you find yourself asking the same question over and over in your head, or looping on a decision for more than 24 hours, you're not thinking, you're spiraling, and it's time to stop the spiral and trust your inner knowing. Affirmation Moment. I trust what I feel. I don't need to understand everything to move forward. My intuition is intelligent, sacred, and enough. Comment I choose trust if you're done letting overthinking steal your peace. Your higher self is watching, and when you speak this truth, you break the pattern. Next, we step into trap number 2, and this one might sting a little more, because it's the part of you that wants to save everyone, but ends up losing yourself. Keep watching, it's coming. Virgo, let's talk about one of the deepest, most dangerous illusions your soul has been battling for lifetimes. The fixer pattern. Trap number 2. It sounds noble, doesn't it? Being the one everyone counts on, the one who stays calm while others spiral, the one who fixes, heals, solves, sacrifices, because no one else will. But here's the raw truth. Every time you rush to save someone from their own chaos, you quietly abandon yourself. You put your needs second. You dim your light just to guide someone who refuses to carry their own torch. And this week, between June 24th and 28th, the fixer trap is going to get triggered. Watch closely. Someone close to you, a friend, a family member, maybe even an ex, is about to stir the emotional pot. They'll bring drama, tears, confusion, manipulation masked as just needing support. And you, being the Virgo you are, your first instinct will be to step in and fix it, to smooth it out, to listen endlessly, to offer solutions, to pour energy into someone else's bottomless cup, all while your own energy silently bleeds out. But Virgo, this week is not about healing them. This week is about protecting your frequency. This cosmic window is sacred. Your manifestations are ripening. Your inner compass is resetting. And if you allow someone else's chaos to hijack your peace, you'll miss the downloads that were meant for you. You are not their therapist. You are not their emotional janitor. You are not responsible for holding up other people's broken boundaries. You've done that for too long. And the truth is, you've been watering dead gardens, giving your sacred life force to people, situations, or connections that haven't grown in years, and deep down, you know it. Here's how you'll recognize Trap Thamamka 2 in action. You get a long, draining message or call from someone who only reaches out when they're in crisis. Someone tries to make their drama your problem. You feel obligated to help, even though your gut is screaming, "Not again." You feel exhausted after talking to them, but guilty for pulling away. This week's soul assignment: create boundaries without guilt. Your light is sacred. Your time is sacred. Your heart is sacred. You are allowed to say, "I'm not available for this energy right now," or even simpler, "I can't hold space for this at the moment." That doesn't make you heartless. That makes you aligned. Affirmation moment. I am not responsible for everyone's healing. I choose to protect my peace, my light, and my soul's journey. Repeat it out loud if you need to. Let it sink in. Mindset shift. You don't have to choose between being kind and having boundaries. You can be compassionate and unavailable. You can love someone and refuse to let them drain you. That's not cruelty. That's self-respect. Share this video with a fellow Virgo who needs boundaries this week, especially the ones who've been giving too much to people who don't give back. We've tackled the mind, we've tackled the emotional rescuer inside you, but next, we go after the one thing that has blocked more Virgo destinies than anything else. Trap number 3, perfection over purpose, and it might hit closer to home than you expect. Take a breath, Virgo. Seriously, stop, close your eyes for just a second, and breathe. You've just moved through 2 of your deepest energetic traps: the overthinking that suffocates your intuition, and the fixer instinct that bleeds your energy dry. And yet, you're still here, listening, absorbing. That means something. What you're doing right now isn't ordinary. It's not surface-level spirituality. This is deep soul work. These aren't little mindset shifts or just another horoscope. These are ancestral patterns. You're not just facing your triggers, you're facing the stories that have run through your bloodline for decades, maybe even lifetimes. The pattern of staying silent to keep the peace, the pattern of sacrificing yourself to earn love, the pattern of shrinking your light so others don't feel threatened. These didn't start with you, but they can end with you. 2003. Virgo in their teens, people-pleasing. 2010. Sacrificing dreams for others. 2015. Fixing broken relationships. 2020. Awakening begins. 2024. Inner rebellion. June 2025. Time loop breaks. Look at that pattern. Look at how long you've been looping the same cycle, just with different people, different faces, different scenery. You've been healing in pieces. But this week, the universe is saying, no more pieces, it's time to rise whole. The astrology of this week is no accident. The cosmic tension, that's divine timing. Mercury is showing you the truth. The moon is shaking up your emotions. and your soul. It's trying to deliver a message that's been stuck for years, and the fact that you're still here, not scrolling away, not numbing out, but present and listening, that puts you in the top 1%. The 1% of Virgos who aren't just reading their horoscopes, they're ready to rewrite them. You don't need to rush through this video. You don't need to solve everything tonight, but you do need to allow space for what's rising. Your emotions are not distractions, they are directions. And if you've been feeling tired lately, not just physically, but soul tired, that's because part of you is ready to let go of the old identity, the one who overthinks, overgives, over-apologizes. Optional viewer prompt. Take a moment, hand on your heart, close your eyes and say this quietly to yourself. I am safe to let go of old patterns. I am safe to choose myself. That's not selfish, that's sacred. Why this moment matters. Virgo, don't underestimate this pause. In a world that tells you to go, fix, figure out, be perfect, choosing stillness is an act of rebellion. Choosing silence is how you finally hear your soul speak. Now that we've cleared the fog, let's talk about trap number 3. The one that disguises itself as strength, but secretly keeps you stuck. The perfectionism that's blocking your purpose. And if you've ever felt like things had to be just right before you took action, this next part is for you. Virgo. This one might hit a little deeper because trap number 3 isn't loud. It doesn't scream, it whispers, quietly, constantly, in the background of everything you try to create, build or become. It says, it's not ready yet. You're not good enough yet. Fix that one last thing, then you can start. This is perfectionism, one of your oldest karmic wounds, and this week it may try to steal your future. You see, Virgo, between June 24th and 28th, the universe is trying to send you something real. A door, an opportunity, a connection, a chance to move forward. But it's not going to arrive looking how you expected. It won't be wrapped in a perfect package with step-by-step instructions. It might look messy, unpolished, awkward, unexpected. It might challenge your routine. It might show up in the middle of your chaos, and you'll be tempted to reject it, to think, if it were meant for me, it would feel easier. This isn't what I pictured. This must be a distraction. But Virgo, hear this. Perfection is not the prerequisite for purpose. If you wait for everything to be perfect before you say yes to your soul's calling, you'll wait forever, and you'll miss the very miracle you prayed for. Let's call it out. Perfectionism isn't about high standards. It's about fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being enough. But let me ask you this. How many times have you delayed your dreams because they weren't ready? How many times have you held back your voice, your art, your ideas, your truth, because you were afraid it wasn't polished enough, and in that delay, how much life have you missed? Cosmic truth. Drop. Some of the most powerful portals in your life will arrive in disguise, not as a grand entrance, but as a messy invitation, a scary yes, a shaky first step, and if you're too busy waiting for it to be perfect, you'll slam the door shut on your own breakthrough. Here's what to watch for this week. A last-minute invite that feels spontaneous, a conversation that feels too raw to be safe, a project that excites you but feels out of your comfort zone, an offer that makes your heart leap and your ego panic. These are divine interruptions, not distractions, but doorways. Virgo, you don't need more time, you need more courage. This week, let progress be enough. Let alignment be your compass, not aesthetics, not approval, not control. The universe isn't asking you to be perfect. It's asking you to be willing to show up, willing to trust, willing to let it be messy and still miraculous. If this hit home, comment progress over perfection below. Let your higher self know that you're ready to say yes, even when it's scary, even when it's imperfect, even when it makes no sense, but feels right. Trap number 3 has cost you enough already. Time, peace, possibility. Don't let it steal this week's opportunity. Because the next step in your evolution, it's already here. The only thing standing between you and it is the belief that you're not ready yet. And now, Virgo, we've arrived at the most dangerous trap of all. Trap number 4, silent suffering. This one doesn't shout. It doesn't create chaos around you like others do. It quietly wraps itself around your spirit and convinces you that you're safest when you suffer alone. This week, you're going to feel it. A heaviness in your chest, a tightness in your throat, a pressure in your heart that says, don't say anything, just deal with it, be strong, smile and push through. But that voice isn't strength. It's conditioning, programming. It's the voice of the old you, the version who had to hold everything inside just to survive. And this week, that version will rise. You'll feel the urge to retreat. You'll avoid texts. You'll cancel plans. You'll say, I'm fine, when you're absolutely not. Why? Because somewhere deep in your story, Virgo, you learned that pain should be private. That vulnerability makes you weak. That asking for help means you've failed. But I need you to hear me right now, loud and clear. You were never meant to carry it all alone. That was never your soul contract. That was survival mode. And now, it's time to lay that burden down. This week's final test, not just to recognize your pain, but to release the belief that you have to hide it. Your emotions are not a burden. Your needs are not too much. Your truth is not too intense. It's medicine, not just for you, but for someone else who's been afraid to speak too. Virgo, it's time to come out of hiding. You don't have to make a big announcement. You don't have to post it all online. But you do need to let someone see you, really see you, call that friend, send that message, speak the words you've been swallowing for years, cry if you need to, scream if you must, but don't go quiet this time. Because the truth is, silence is seductive. It feels safe. It feels controlled. But in that silence, you start to disappear. You lose your voice, your clarity, your connection. And Virgo, your voice is powerful. It's sacred. It's needed. This is your liberation window. Don't miss it hiding in the dark. The universe isn't asking you to shout. It's asking you to show up. One honest moment, one truth shared, one wall lowered. That's where your freedom lives. Spiritual shift. You don't need to be understood by everyone, but you do need to be seen by someone, even just one soul who holds space for you. That's enough to shift your entire emotional timeline. I no longer carry the weight of my world alone. I release the belief that silence keeps me safe. I am worthy of support. I am allowed to be vulnerable and still powerful. If you've been holding something in, and you know it's time to let it out, comment below, I set myself free, and let this be your moment of release. Because the universe can only meet you where you're willing to be real. You face the shadows, the mind trap, the fixer trap, the perfection trap, and now, the silence trap. You're not the same Virgo who hit play on this video. The next part of your journey starts with everything you've just remembered about your own power. All right, Virgo, you've seen the traps, you've felt the truth. Now let's flip the script. Because if you stay awake, if you choose awareness over autopilot, if you resist the old patterns pulling at your soul, you unlock something powerful, tangible, immediate. Here's what's coming if you stay in alignment this week. On June 25th, a surprise financial opportunity shows up. It may be small, it may be subtle, but it's a nudge from the universe saying, yes, you're supported, keep going. On June 27th, a message arrives. Could be a text, a call, a comment. But it feels like it was meant for you, not random. A confirmation that you're not alone in this, that you're seen, guided, heard. And on June 28th, if you've stayed grounded, chosen growth, and honoured your truth, you'll feel it. a deep soul realignment, like your heart finally exhales after months of spiritual tension. But here's the key. None of this is guaranteed. These gifts don't arrive automatically. They are unlocked by the choices you make right now. This week, the universe is not rewarding perfection, it's rewarding presence. So here's your Cosmic Countermove Plan, your 4-step energy shield to carry with you from now through the 28th. Cosmic Action Plan, read with bold clarity. Trust Overanalysis. When your mind spirals, pause. Don't chase every thought. If it doesn't feel right, trust that. You don't need proof to follow your inner knowing. Protect your light. Not everyone deserves access to your energy. This week, boundaries are your sacred armor. Say no without guilt. Say yes without explanation. Embrace the imperfect. Stop waiting for the right time. The portal opens when you say yes. Even if your voice shakes, even if it's messy, even if it scares you, speak your truth. Don't shrink this week. Don't disappear. Don't suffer in silence. One honest conversation can shift your entire frequency. Virgo, you were never meant to live a life of quiet compromise. You were meant to create, lead, guide, heal, awaken. But first, you must choose you. Over the fear, over the noise, over the habit of staying small. And this week, that choice will shape your entire next chapter. So here's your moment. This is your reset. You've seen the traps. Now claim the rewards. The door is open. The timeline is shifting, and the universe is watching. What will you do with this window? Virgo, you've made it to the end. But in truth, this is just the beginning. These 4 traps, the overanalysis, the fixer pattern, the perfectionism, the silent suffering, they are not punishments, they are invitations, soul lessons wrapped in challenge, tests designed to wake you up. So you can remember who you really are. You were not born to live a life of quiet fear. You were not meant to constantly carry, fix, wait, or shrink. You were meant to lead with light, to rise with purpose, to speak with power. And this week, right now, that version of you is being activated. This is your moment. The universe has pulled back the curtain. You've seen the traps. You've felt the truth. You know exactly what needs to change. The only question now is, will you rise? Not perfectly, not fearlessly, but honestly, boldly, truthfully. Because Virgo, there is a life waiting for you. One with more clarity, more peace, more purpose, but it doesn't exist behind overthinking, overgiving, or hiding your pain. It lives on the other side of your next brave choice. So take that breath, ground your energy, and walk forward into the version of your life you were meant to live. Let this be the week you finally say, I release the old. I welcome the new. I am not my past patterns. I am the one who breaks them. If this message hit your spirit, comment, I'm ready to rise. Let the universe know you're done waiting and ready to step into alignment. Like this video to anchor the energy into your timeline, and subscribe, because this journey is just beginning, and the universe, it's only just getting started with you. Virgo, your next chapter doesn't begin later, it begins now.